right.
It is Wednesday.
Yes, it is.
It's been a minute since I've been on the desk with Justin.
No, it's been a long time. It's been a while since I've been on this shift in general. I'm not used to the weekday morning show, but this morning was a nice.
Fun though, isn't it?
It is. It's a good time. It's a nice little treat. My day gets to kind of get off to a head start, and then I get to go run errands when there's less people out, and I get to take a nice midday nap. Who doesn't love to do that?
It's the best.
Yeah, it's nice. So
I kind of miss that shift. I've shifted a little bit. More days I know.
Yeah, it's just though the one caveat is probably that I have been up since before 1 in the morning, and so here we are. But it is what it is.
That is the downside.
Yeah, but it's all good.
You also get to see really cool sunrises this time of year.
Yeah, you do.
See
definitely.
One right here. I'm gonna take a look at it.
We got a good one outside. Yeah, I threw up just before it came up. I got a nice post up on our social media page there, so if folks want to go check that out, toss us a like. We would love to see that. But you know what? 8:15 to have the sun rising beneath the clouds. It's pretty nice to have when temperatures are running at 30 degrees. Our normal high this time of year is around 34, and so we're already not far off. And the south wind is going to help us climb up that direction later on today. So we're going to take a quick look here at the Wednesday planner, which is going to get those numbers up once again to around 41, maybe 42 in some lucky spots this afternoon. The clouds that are hanging on this morning are going to start to thin out, so don't worry, we'll see a little more of that sunshine by later on today, but we don't have much of it in our forecast moving forward. There's a lot of cloudy skies headed out towards the Christmas holiday, and we'll look quickly here at the hour-by-hour forecast to show what I mean. Again, we got those numbers, I think, eventually working up to the low 40s, a little warmer than the model shows today, but we are going to stay dry. I do think late overnight when the clouds return, we could have a little bit of patchy fog in spots tomorrow morning. It's not going to be really dense or really widespread, but the clouds overall are going to be lower in the sky as well as we head into our Thursday morning. It's going to be a day we don't see much sun. Some of the models try to throw down a sprinkle or two tomorrow. I guess I could say that's possible, but even if it does come to fruition, it's not looking like we really see much out there. It really looks like we head into Friday is when we're going to see those opportunities for rain showers creep in, especially in the afternoon time frame. And again, this is also not going to be a heavy rain. Temperatures should be near 40 degrees once more, and then the much milder air settles in as we head into the weekend, but we're going to show you that here in the 10-day forecast. Now, that snowflake on Thursday is not any snow falling. It's just to mark the official start of winter, which really doesn't happen until Thursday night at about 10:30 or just before it, at 10:27 if you want to be exact. But we've got overnight lows rising above freezing for the rest of the week and almost the rest of this whole forecast. We also have temperatures, again, in the mid-40s Saturday. Now I've got us bumped close to 50 by Sunday, and then we'll be even warmer than that on Monday for Christmas Day. Now, one thing about Monday's Christmas Day forecast, which we're going to talk about, I'll go to a graphic that I have prepared here. It's yet another mild Christmas. We have spent 2 of the past 4 years in the 50s on Christmas Day here in mid-Michigan, 2019 and 2021. So something about these odd years seems to just bring us some of the warmth. Now, normally, high temperature on Christmas Day, depending on where you're at in the TV10 viewing area, is either 33 or 34. Well, if this does come to fruition, 50 degrees on Christmas, it'll be 3 out of 5 in the 50s. The only other time we've done that in Lansing's history, I dug deep into the record books, 1891 to 1895. And coincidentally, it was also those odd years, 91, 93, 95. The last time that 3 out of 5 in that stretch hit 50 degrees in Lansing. That's when Darren was a freshman. Oh, but he's taking a dig. Darren's over here with one of our with a fine shadower today, a meteorology student, Cole from Central Michigan, and so he's on board as well with us, going to shadow some of the shows today. He would have said that himself. So I'm just but self-deprecating humor is one thing. You're just calling him out over here, and so you're just letting him know. But anyways, so. It is what it is. We like to have fun around here.
I mean, 50 degrees, it's like the last graphic had Christmas Day's the warmest day.
It is, and I'll go back to it here. We could have a couple opportunities to maybe hit 50 as well. Sunday and Tuesday could be within shot as well. One other thing I want to mention about this 10-day, looking at it, the all-time record warm low temperature is 42 degrees. That was set back in 1982. Well, right now, our current forecast has both low temperatures on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day above that number. And so even though we will not set a new record high, which, by the way, was 65, it was also in 1982, the same year we set the record low. And by the way, that year also had a record high precip total in form of rain of 0.77 inches. And so a little over 3/4 of an inch of rain. Let's just say Christmas 82 was pretty crazy. For the folks who remember it, we had a high of 65, a low of 42, and over 3/4 of an inch of rain and a
Wow.
few thunderstorms.
What?
By comparison, the next year in '83, we had almost a foot of snow on the ground, and it was only 8 degrees. And
Welcome to
so
Michigan.
take that with what you will. That sort of kind of can be the tail of the tape around Christmas time around here. But one thing we do know is it is going to be a mild Christmas, and I'm going to say right now, it will not be a white Christmas. I never want to be that guy who just puts the kibosh on everyone's like.
I had to take my glasses off
Yeah,
to look at you.
well, yeah, because people are always. I know people want it, and yeah, I'd love to have snow on the ground for Christmas too. But unless there is, and I mean a complete major overhaul in the trend we're heading in, I just don't see any way we carry any snow on the ground into Christmas Day. It's just with lows potentially being record warm in the 40s.
Yeah.
There's just no way. If anything falls from the sky, it's going to be rain during this time frame. The upper levels of the atmosphere are just going to be way too warm to support any sort of snow crystallization. I think it's pretty safe at this point to say, now that we're about 5 days from Christmas, it's just not going to happen for us this year. But one thing is that Santa Claus does still come no matter what.
Yes.
So that's good news. We have that going for us. In fact, until last year's almost, foot of snow that we had right before Christmas time, we had 4 years before that, 18, 19, 20, and 21, with no snow on the ground for Christmas.
Right.
And people, because there's always people, too, who go back and they'll say, oh, when I was a kid, used to always have snow on Christmas, and we always had it.
I don't.
It's just, you go back to the record books, and I know we weren't alive way back when somebody, they're like, oh, the 60s, the 70s, oh, we always had snow. I've got records to pull up that show that's just not the case. Southern viewing area, white Christmas 40 to 45% of the time. That's less than half. And in northern sections, north of Lansing, 55 to 60% of the time. And then in between, we fall right into that 50% category. So really, truly is close to 50-50 whether or not we have a white Christmas on any given year. Even if it is cold enough, we sometimes will have stretches like this where it warms up enough to melt the snow. And it really is kind of a toss-up in whether or not we actually get a white Christmas. And so this is just one of those years we don't.
We just remember winter in general.
Of
and
course,
we still see
yeah.
that with the Christmas holiday.
That could be,
So
yeah.
we remember it was a really crazy winter that, 6-7 years ago, and then we assume that was also Christmas.
And I'm impressed with the variance most of all, because we talked about 82, again, high 65, low 42, both records, over 3/4 of an inch of rain, also a record. You have Christmases like that in our record books, and then you have ones like in the year 2000 when it got down to minus 17 with a wind chill close to 30 below, when we had 13 inches of snow on the ground. And so, you can have it both ways. We just haven't had a lot of that way lately. It seems to have been more mild. And again, the last time that we had 3 50-degree Christmases within 5 years was 128 years ago in 1895 when we achieved that feat. And so it has been a long time since we've had this same stretch of mild Christmases. That seems to be the way they're trending. We've talked about a lot. It seems our winters are sort of staggered lately.
Yeah.
We get less snow in November and December, about the same in January, and then February, March, and even April have tended the last couple years to have more snow. And we've got data to support that we'll, of course, talk about more as we get into the new year. But in the meantime, I just wanted to let folks know that we are still expecting 50s for Christmas this year.
All right. There you have it.
I wish I could do something to change it personally, but, that's just kind of where we're at. Maybe the new year will bring us a little bit of a change, but right now it looks like now through the new year is going to ride with above normal temps, because even late next week when the numbers come back down from the 50s and even 40s, we're still going to be mid to upper 30s for highs, which means to get snow, it's going to probably have to happen overnights. And those numbers, by the way, are all above normal. By the time we get into the new year, the average high is 32. Every number on the 10-day is above that, and I suspect they'll probably see all temperatures through the end of the year riding above that number unless we have a big change.
Well, the good news is with the warmer weather, you probably have better roads. So
That's
as you're
true, too.
planning, you're
Yeah.
traveling, you can maybe breathe a little easier with that, and
Yeah.
you can always use this handy tool when you're planning your route.
Yeah, the News 10 First Alert Weather app is always the best place to go, especially when it comes to the holiday big travel days. I know a lot of folks love to use our app on a daily basis because it is one of the best there is around. It's got all sorts of wonderful features, interactive radar, and of course the most accurate forecast. We update this so frequently throughout the day that you're never in the dark about what to expect with what's going on around mid-Michigan, whether it's the start of the winter season, which is Thursday, whether it's Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, which is the tail end of weekend and early next week. week. Whether we're going to get a foot of snow or have temperatures climb into the mid-50s with rain or anything in between, we've got you covered with the First Alert Weather app. And the best part about it, in the Google Play and the App Stores, that it is absolutely free. It's of no charge to you. We love things that are free, and I'm sure you do too, and it's one of those things. And so if you don't have it, download it because it's a great tool to have.
Second best thing is that it's super easy to use. So
That's the other thing. Very user-friendly.
It is. I just changed it up for winter. I always do the road conditions.
Yeah, and that's helpful. That's big because especially when you're going to travel somewhere, and that's another thing that makes it convenient. You not only get the forecast for what to expect, but now, I want to see what traffic looks like outside if you're going somewhere. I hear it's a little bit snowy out, which we're not experiencing for this one, but you'd say, I can go there, and you can look at your traffic. And then if you can't get enough of it, or you miss Darren on TV and you go, I really need my Darren Rockfall fix today, well, you can catch the video that he posts because those updates are coming in with frequency as well. Of course, the whole First Alert Weather team has got your back as we dive into the rest of this holiday season and the new year, hoping to kick 2024 off on the right foot. And, of course, we will have your forecast updates, everything you need to know about mid-Michigan weather in the meantime.
You can also enter to win an umbrella.
Yes, that's big.
And as those winter storms eventually come, you can submit photos and video right here from the app too.
Yeah, and again, very easy to do, very easy to use, and we'd love to have you submit those to us.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Justin, for waking up on this Wednesday early morning with us.
It's my pleasure.
You're going to go take a nap, I'm sure.
Yep.
And here is what we have coming up on News Time today at 11 in just a couple of hours. First, the Jackson Police are giving away hams, which sounds delicious right now. So we're going to have more on that, plus tips on staying sober over the holidays. And this is probably my favorite story. Can llamas ease stress in therapy situations?
Oh, interesting.
I am willing to find out.
Yep, I volunteer.
There we go. And we'll be back here at 2 o'clock. I believe Colton will be here with another update on your weather. Plus, we will take a look at Studio 10 and what they are working on for today and check in with our news team to see how they are doing with your stories for your over 90 minutes of news, starting with First at 4. Thank you, Justin.
Of course. Yeah.
Let's go take naps. Oh, no, not me. I just got here. Have a great Wednesday, everybody.
See